massive attack on NATO countries. We will be talking about this particular attack in this video, and the nature of the attack from the image, you already know what it is, but I will explain to you more in details. But before I move on, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing because you do not want to miss out on all of this news and updates. Let's take a look at the first one. So this kind of attack is called hybrid attack, cyber hack, different ways you can call them. Now, these attacks, according to the Western media, were launched by Russia and is happening as we speak. Why? Is because there are many of them. I'll talk to you more in a second about that. But what is the main reason for this kind of cyber attack or hybrid attack that Russia has chosen, according to, again, this Western media? Well, it is because of three reasons. Number one is the hybrid attacks, they're very unconventional. Number two, they are deniable. And number three, they are designed to lie. Unconventional warfare is something that every country desires to do so because it is so easy and unpredictable for most part that the success rate of this kind of unconventional hybrid attack is almost 100%. This is also deniable, not undeniable, deniable. Why? Because you can always say there is no evidence, there is no proof, so I'm not involved in this, and then you can move on with your life. Now, designed to lie, this kind of cyber attack or hybrid attacks, they are perpetrated. The perpetrators can lie. He can easily say, well, I did it on my own. I'm the lone wolf. That's what they call it. Or he can deny any involvement with any country, any company, any president, any head of state, because he doesn't really have to admit to anything. Now, why? As I said, this because of the nature of this kind of hybrid attack, they are happening thousands every day, and the West has accused China, Russia, North Korea, all of these countries, and in Iran of conducting or carrying out this kind of hybrid attacks on the Western countries, not just Russia, every single day. That's what they're claiming. Now, take a look at this one. The first one was recorded by the Western countries, and they accuse Russia of this. So, major cyber attack was recorded at London hospital, and this was documented last summer. They basically said when the hospital was doing the blood test, there was a cyber hack. As you can see, the cyber hack took place. I do not know what kind of purpose they had when they were going into this kind of, blood testing thing. I don't know, but there was a cyber hack on the blood test. It could be they wanted to mix up the blood sample. I don't know what happened. Or maybe the type of blood and all of those things. They wanted to screw the whole hospital maybe. But this is what happened with the cyber attack, again, coming from Western media. And it happened again in London hospital. And the recency is very interesting. It happened last summer. The expert, they're saying that this kind of attacks are increasing in the last 5 years. Not in the last 10 or 20 years, but last 5 years, they have seen a spike in this kind of attack on the Western countries, targeting especially those countries who are supporting Ukraine in the war against Russia. Now, another example they gave was that Romanian election. Russia had political interference in that. Romanian election by Russia. Now, what kind of interference Russia will do in terms of presidential election interference? I do not know. Did Russia want to have a pro-Russian government in Romania? Well, if that is the case, then it is happening every single day, everywhere in the world. Why I'm saying this? Well, because US, United States, Western countries, because these governments, they put in charge, or they want to put in charge of a country whomever they want. For example, what happened in Egypt. Mohamed Morsi, they didn't like him, they replaced him with Sisi. This is something ongoing, and we all know that. But when Russia does it, they have big problem. These are hybrid attacks, cybercrime, and this and that. But this is what they have accused Russia of interfering in the election of Romania, even though there was no direct evidence of Russian involvement. Nevertheless, the Western countries, they have accused Russia should be responsible for that. Why they chose Romania, also very, very interesting, is because Romania is close to Russia. Romania, I believe, is a NATO country, and therefore if they have a pro-Russian government sitting there, obviously that's going to help Russia for sure. And I don't see any problem Russia trying to have a pro-Russian government in Romania, just like any other country would want. I mean, think about Ukraine itself. Zelensky is a pro-Western puppet sitting in Ukraine as the president. Now, Russian spies, this is the third example or evidence or proof they have. Russian spy, they have attacked a German head of defense company. According to Western media report again, they accuse Russia of trying to assassinate more people, trying to kill, trying to harm, trying to intimidate a lot of this head of big companies, especially in Europe, also in US and Canada too. But then again, this is one of the other reasons they believe that Russia is conducting mafia style governance from Moscow. Putin, they accuse the Western media, they accuse Putin of ordering this kind of attack, physical attack. When the Russian spy, they attacked this German head of defense company, they actually attack him physically, and this was also ordered by Putin, and he was accused by the Western media. Now, to make things even more interesting, take a look at this photo. So this is a Sky News reporter, this lady, and she's standing in front of a warehouse in East London. What is she trying to do here? Well, she's trying to prove to the whole world that Russia is a mafia country. So what she is accusing Russia, she said Russian sabotage, arson, undersea cables, train lines, they're all coming under attack by the Russian mafia. And she gave one example. She said this Ukrainian warehouse that she's standing right in front of was targeted in East London, and she said that it took 60 firefighters to put out the fire. Now, there are so many things you can understand from this kind of reporting, and number one of them would be, she said basically in that reporting that I was not allowed, or I did not have the access to go inside or go closer to this warehouse. And she pointed out that this truck that you see right here, it has a Ukrainian number plate on it, okay, on the tip of my finger. It had a Ukrainian license plate, and so this is a Ukrainian warehouse in East London supplying or supporting Ukrainian war against Russia, and it came under attack by Russia. I mean, why not? This is something I think very, very common sense, that if your enemy is trying to get bases around Europe in this case and trying to get support conducting their operations to attack you in the future, then you have the right to attack them wherever they are. But of course, for the Western media, Russia is a mafia country, and not US, not UK, not European countries. It's only Russia who is a mafia country, and also China and Iran and North Korea. Something very, very interesting. But what I find very, very bizarre is that this lady, when she claimed I could not go inside or close to this warehouse, this is the warehouse, I was like, why would you not be allowed to go close to it? What is the problem? But she said it was burned down and 60 firefighters had to put out the fire. Something suspicious. They need to actually give us more evidence. All of this news or the examples the Western media they are using against Russia, they are without any evidence, without any proof that Russia was behind all of these attacks. Nevertheless, this is what the Western media has for us to believe. Now, I want you to take a look at this particular news from Sky News. Take a listen a little bit.
Information.
What's also new is the increase in sabotage and assassination plots, arson, damage to infrastructure.
He heads a team updating a NATO strategy to track and deter what's known as hybrid warfare. He says such attacks linked to Russia have risen since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
If you're only strictly in the kinetic attack, we can definitely count dozens up to 100, for sure. We're in a little bit of a boiling frog situation. We are seeing now what would have been utterly unacceptable 5 years ago.
Well, what you're seeing now was utterly unacceptable 5 years ago. Then why did you start this war with Russia? Why did you not ask Ukraine, hey, you cannot join NATO? The reason Russia is doing all of this is not because Russia wants to expand its empire, just like Israel. They are going every country. It is because Russia is trying to protect its territory and threat from NATO. That's the only reason. They are not coming up with new excuses every single day, unlike Israel. So when they say that this kind of attacks, they're increasing, the risk is increasing, they're actually taking the risk of their own civilians, people in the Western countries, at the expense of their own proxy wars. I mean, this is unacceptable. I mean, from any standard. Why would you guys do that? But that's what they're doing at the moment. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful